This week's videos are sponsored by ACORNS, the money app that makes it simple and cheap to make small yet significant investments.
Revolutionaries of the Reject Nation, welcome back, y'all. Today we are watching The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. We're going to take back the Capitol, but before we do so, I want to check in with our feelings. Andrusif, how you doing today, man?
I need a vacation. I'm doing all right. I got back late last night, as you know. Well, you did too, right? So, but yeah, I had a very, very late night shoot last night. I think I got back at 1:30 or 2 in the morning, whatever it was. So, yeah, but, you know, and then as many of you know, my father is still currently in the ICU in the hospital room, so I'm still dealing with that and just hoping and praying he's going to be okay. So just mentally, physically, emotionally, just dealing with so much. But again, I'm so appreciative of the amazing crew I have here, friends I have that are constantly checking in on me, and this great job that I have here that allows me a form of escapism, and I'm digging this series so far. Catching Fire was incredible, so curious to see where the series goes from here. That was a wild ending for sure, had quite a twist, so that's how I'm doing. How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, fellow real roomie, I'm doing good today. I'm doing well. I've been going through it myself in a different, very, very different degree. I have not had a car for about a month and a half, so traveling around's been a little tough, a little tricky on the old Aaron's life over here, but my remedied solution, my end of suffering, at least in that department goes, is remedied hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, as of time of recording this, so I hope I have wheels again. But yeah, I'm excited. I love the movies we've watched so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. You know, we got that great twist at the end of the last one, and let's see some revolution happen, because yeah, these people need it. They've been suffering for far too long. The Capitol's been having their thumb on their society and oppressing them for all kinds of things, and it's been it's justice time. It's revolution time. Speaking of the Capitol, they've been trying to take us down, okay? Trying to get us with the copyright claims, but we're not gonna let that happen. You know why? Because we're gonna be Royal Rejects over on Patreon, where Greg and John watch exclusive things over there, and you can sync up with your own copy, where you can watch this whole enchilada movie with us over on HBO Max. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Andrew and I got some sick merch, some sick shirts. He said this one's mad comfortable. This is his new favorite shirt. You can get those over at regenationshop.com. And if you are a Royal Reject and a Righteous Reject, which is what we call the people that are over on our shop, you can get 15% off on all purchases. All right, guys, without further ado.
And one other thing, you also get to drive the discussion, how we start the reviews. You get a little preview of our schedule, and you get to ask us some questions, which again starts the review, and we will personally shout you out, and then we will answer the questions. All right, let's get going. Give us a countdown, Aaron.
Let's do it. We're going to get back into the game.
Start simple. Start with what you know is true. My name is Katniss Everdeen. My home is District 12. I was in the Hunger Games. I escaped. Peeta was left behind.
Damn. Just right away driving into her emotional conflict.
The hell?
You can't be in here.
Where the hell are we?
I had a nightmare. Just 5 more minutes.
You need to sleep. We can help you sleep.
Just 5 more minutes. No, please don't. It's just 5 more. Don't touch me. Don't.
What
the hell is happening?
Mate.
She's in the hospital now? What? We were just in a plane in the last one. We were escaping.
Well, didn't they give her like a shot or something too, right? To sedate her?
I think they did. I think you're right. It's been some days since we watched the last one. A lot of life stuff has happened. Where the actual hell are we?
Finnick.
What?
I wanted to go back for Peeta and Joanna, but I couldn't move.
What the hell happened?
I wish she was dead. I wish they were all dead and we were too.
Jesus. Are we gonna do like a what happened like a week earlier than this? Because I was so lost. This is crazy.
But this is like a very somber tone so far.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
we're so easy this. What the hell?
Miss Everdeen, Colonel Boggs, District 13's head of security. I know you've been discharged, but President Coins requested to meet with you first.
Is there any news?
President Coin.
I'm just here to escort you.
District 13.
That's right. They did say we're going to District 13.
We were always told there was nothing left of 13.
Capital bombed the surface to rubble. But we're military, so we learn to survive down here. Preparing, training. War never stopped for us.
Man. This is Zion! So dystopian.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn. Deep underground.
Would definitely
Capital can't get you there.
It would be a journey for Bob and the Thunderbolts to get out of.
There she is. Our girl on fire,
Oh!
Julianne Moore.
Mockingjay.
What an honor it is to meet you.
I think this is one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's final roles.
I can't imagine what it's like to live through the atrocities of those games.
President Al McCoy.
I wish you had more time to recover, but unfortunately we don't have that luxury. Please, have a seat.
I hope we can learn to trust Jeffrey Wright in this film.
Seriously.
We were so off
Seems
on
good.
that.
Seems
Yeah,
good now.
we were so off on that last film.
You electrified the nation. There have been riots and uprisings and strikes.
Man.
We believe that if we keep this energy going, we can unify the districts against the capital.
Let's go.
If we let it dissipate, we could be waiting another 75 years for this opportunity.
What about PETA? Is he alive?
I don't know. We need to show them that the Mockingjay's alive and well and willing to stand up and join this fight. So we're gonna shoot a series of propaganda clips. Propos, I like to call them. On the Mockingjay spreads the word.
Yeah, get everyone in an uprise for a revolution.
She left PETA in that arena.
Katniss.
to die.
What fills the void of the lack of a capital?
PETA was the one who was supposed to live.
This revolution is about everyone. It's about all of us.
It's bigger than one person.
And we need a voice.
Then you should have saved PETA.
Oh.
Maybe you should have rescued the boy instead.
No.
It's because she said it.
No one else can do this but her.
This is not the girl you described.
She's the one who showed strength, of course.
Obviously, we need to make it personal. Reminding who the real enemy is. There's explaining and there's showing.
She can't handle it. The games destroyed her.
I want to capitalize on her pain.
People don't always show up the way you want them to, Madam President. But that anger, driven defiance, that's what we want. We need to unite these people out there that have been doing nothing but killing each other in an arena for years. We have to have a lightning rod. They'll follow her. She's the face of the revolution. Let her see it. Let her go home.
Send her.
It's very strategic.
Yes, let us traumatize her into revolution. Let us capitalize on her pain. Can't say it won't be effective, but good God, she's going to be messed up even more so at the end of this.
Gail! Damn it.
My other man.
I can't believe you're going through with this. You can say no.
I need to see it for myself.
Yeah, I get it, girl. That's where you grew up. It's your home.
And we saw that they were bombing the crap out of it at the end of the last one, right?
You told us that they bombed it and they got the
okay.
family out. I don't think we've seen it as of yet.
Okay.
A good shot. Just him walking off as the plane's about to take off.
13 swept everything top to bottom, so you'll be safe. You sure you don't want me to go with you?
Can already tell in the first 10 minutes or so, this deliberately feels like it's going to be a slow burn.
Well, yeah, it's a part one of part two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll have our eyes on you from above.
Lucky for us, we won't have to wait way too long to see part two.
Yeah, no, imagine having to wait a year to watch the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
And District 12 was already, like, not the greatest place in terms of, like, you know, its quality of life, but
But it was her home.
it was her home, and it wasn't this.
Wow. Oh, they destroyed the Hall of Justice. Damn.
Yeah, I was just thinking that in my head, too. This doesn't make you want to uprise and lead the revolution. I don't know what's going to.
Jesus.
Wow. Like how they're giving her time to, like, endure this and feel this.
Yeah. Ooh, Jesus Christ.
And she's feels guilt for this happening.
There's
God
still smoke in the air.
dang.
Ooh. Oh
Look
my
at
God,
all the bodies. Holy
Oh,
crap.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we got to rise up. Yeah, we can't stand for this.
Oh my God.
But it's like, I feel so conflicted about this because I'm like, yeah, it's time to take action, but Phil Seymour Hoffman's character also incited this because he was like, yeah, more violence. Yeah, we need to create a sense of division between the people who are playing and the people who are living, watching them.
She's acting her ass off right now.
She really is.
Is this where she moved to after the games?
Yeah.
Oh, the victors.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, it's her house.
Yeah.
Surprised her house is still intact. Oh, kitty.
You got to take the cat. Come on.
Take the kitty. They do have 9 lives.
Thank God you're taking the cat.
No.
Don't you want to see Prim? There you go. You're breaking my heart.
Kind of reminds me of like Jones and Ripley.
Her dad.
I think he died right in a factory explosion.
In the coal mines.
Coal mines, yeah. I think her whole thing is she's probably going to be fine with this whole revolution, but PETA is her mission at the end of the day. Like, gotta save PETA.
Oh, that's new. That's fresh. Someone's been there. The snow left her a message. Interesting.
Oh.
Death with her.
The jury are.
Oh, this
fix
actress.
these lines. I won't say rebels. I won't legitimize them.
We'll call them criminals.
That sounds familiar.
Otherwise, we're breaking my oldest rule. Never let them see you bleed.
He literally is bleeding.
I address all of Pan Am as one. Since the dark days, Pan Am has had an unprecedented era of peace. In the past weeks, you have heard of sporadic violence following the actions of a few radicals in the Quarter Quell.
This is scary, dude.
It is a contract. Each district supplies the capital, like blood to a heart. In return, the capital provides order and security.
Good trade-off.
Yeah.
The criminals that kneel before you use symbols for the purpose of sedition, which is why all images of the Mockingjay are now forbidden.
Oh.
Possessing them will be considered treason, punishable by death.
Oh, you can tell she even feels conflicted.
Order shall be restored.
Eat a weenie, Snow.
I assume we're gonna see that crazy guard, right? That we saw in the last film.
Probably.
It's okay. We're okay. Buttercup!
Oh, Buttercup. I love that name. I could be wrong.
Horrible.
I think that might have been when I was a little kid. I had like a horse. I think it was Buttercup too.
You had a horse?
Not like a horse that I owned or something, like a just
toy horse.
Sure.
You should try to eat something.
Are they doing more games, bro?
There's no way,
It's
right?
Capital TV. Maybe it's the Snow's message, but
Hello.
Caesar's back.
I'm Caesar Flickerman, and whoever you are, whatever it is you're doing, if you're working, put down your work.
Okay. Sure.
No.
There has been rampant speculation about what really happened in the Quarter Quell. And here, to shed a little light on the subject.
Enlighten us, Caesar.
Oh no, it's
Please
PETA.
welcome
Oh.
Mr. Peter.
Oh.
What really happened on that final and controversial night?
You have to understand that when you're in the games, you only get one wish. It's very costly.
It costs your life.
I think it costs more than your life to murder innocent people, and that costs everything that you are.
Cost your innocence.
And that night, my wish was to save Katniss. I should have just run off with her earlier in the day like she wanted.
But you didn't.
So I was caught up trying to play allies, and then they separated us, and that's when I lost her.
What, does he think she's dead? No, my God.
It seems as though she was part of a rebel plan.
What, do you think it was part of her plan to be almost killed by Joanna? We were not part of any rebel plan. We had no idea what was going on.
It's true.
I want everyone who's watching to stop and to think about what a civil war could mean.
PETA, no.
We almost went extinct once before, and now our numbers are even fewer.
No.
Is this really what we want to do?
No, PETA.
Is he being coerced, do you think, into saying, like...
I think so, dude.
Everyone needs to lay down their weapons immediately, or else that's it. For all of us.
Are you calling for a ceasefire?
Yeah, I am.
PETA, he's being manipulated.
There can't be a ceasefire.
Nah, son.
Not after everything snow's done.
We could have done a lot of damage tonight. Most districts, people are still too afraid to join. They need the courage.
He doesn't know the capital, that District 12 was taken out.
PETA, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Why do you think he said that?
I don't know. Maybe he was forced.
Appreciate Gail's optimism. He's not a cynic.
He didn't look that bad. Maybe he made some kind of deal to protect you.
He's still playing the game.
Good guess. Yeah, of course he is.
You always got to play the
He's been
game to
removed.
survive.
He's been removed from his people, of course. He's been manipulated and probably maybe threatened as part of the capital. Ooh. This poor girl, man.
It's just a nightmare.
Still is.
I get him too.
Will you stay with me?
Oh, this is from the last movie?
I mean, they're in the hospital.
Oh, no. She's tripping. She's dreaming.
I do remember when they were at the Capitol. This is very reminiscent of that scene where he would hold her. Yeah, exactly. I do like Gail, but I'm still Team PETA.
Maybe it's because with us being removed from PETA for so long, or it seems like we're going to spend a majority of the time away from him in this movie. This gossiping so far is that we're going to spend more time with her and Gail and kind of build up their relationship.
Which we haven't done in the first two films, so it makes sense. That's the natural way to go.
Right.
Totally.
Tell me what's happening. You good at keeping secrets? Even from Mom.
I'm glad we finally get to see more of Prim and Katniss as well.
No one hates the Capitol more than me.
I don't know. Aaron and I kind of hate them a lot, too.
And I want to help. Even if we win this war, what happens to PETA? I mean, I know he's not safe there, but he's definitely not safe here.
You could demand almost anything. You'd have to agree to it.
I should wake you up more often, little duck.
Okay, my demand is no more blue makeup as Mystique.
I've decided I'll be your Mockingjay, but I have some conditions.
She wipes the paper.
Why did you crumple it?
PETA and the other tributes, Joanna Mason and Annie Cresta, will be rescued at the earliest opportunity. If and when PETA is liberated, he will receive a full and unconditional pardon. No punishment will be inflicted. And the same goes for the other tributes.
Not that much of a demand.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you mother freaker.
It's not their fault you abandoned them in the arena. They're doing and saying whatever they can
Hey,
to survive.
Yeah,
Individuals don't make demands in 13. There will be a tribunal and a fair judgment.
You're asking her to be, she's not an individual, you're asking her to be your
She's literally
symbol of
the-
hope.
Victors
Yeah.
will be granted immunity, and
Yeah.
we will announce that in front of the entire population of 13.
Tell him.
You will hold yourself and your government responsible, or you will find another Mockingjay.
Let's go!
That's her, right there.
Yeah.
Madam President, we're losing ground because the people are losing heart. This is worth the risk. She's worth the risk.
I like how this president and the other president all listen to him. He's such a master strategist.
Do you have any other conditions?
My sister gets to keep her cat.
I don't know, that interaction, like how she said no so quickly and with such authority. I just don't know if she's going to keep her end of the bargain.
We don't have to see.
Yeah.
My only concern is with new leadership in a power vacuum, what happens? Oh,
Heffy.
You're not a prisoner. You're free to join the rest of 13.
It's looking like this.
oh, she's so fabulous.
We have a bigger issue than wardrobe, Miss Trinket. Katniss has agreed to be the Mockingjay.
Also, where's Lenny Kravitz?
I think didn't they hit him and take him prisoner?
Aiding rebels is not really my forte.
Miss Trinket, your days in the Capitol are over. If you want to play a prisoner of war, stay here and rot. I'll find someone else to be the Mockingjay's escort.
He's very convincing.
Anyone can be replaced.
Not your Mockingjay. There isn't a soul in this dungeon who knows the first thing about Katniss.
Her whole family's here.
I hardly ever see children around here. A lot of them were lost in an epidemic a few years ago. Coin lost her family too, daughter and a husband.
Katniss Everdeen has consented to be the face of our cause, to help unite the districts against the Capitol. In exchange, I have promised we'll assess all opportunities for the extraction of the victors held hostage in the Capitol. Peter Malark.
Why announce that to people?
I guess she's trying to be transparent.
Once freed, they will be granted full pardon for any and all crimes committed against the local cause.
I remember Joanna, but
Who's Anna is what
trying
you're
to remember
wondering?
who Annie is. I'm
Or
struggling.
Annie, excuse me.
Ooh.
Senna.
Oh, Cinna, that's
He's dead, isn't he?
that's Lenny Kravitz, right?
Yes, dear.
No.
I don't believe it. I didn't see him die.
He made Plutarch promise not to show you this until you decided to be the Mockingjay
sick.
on your own. He believed in this revolution. He believed in you.
Oh, that line callback. I'm still betting on you.
They have it. They have the Mockingjay outfit. There's not much of a prep team here in 13, but we will make you the best dressed rebel in history.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Luke Skywalker's pretty good. All right, what are we shooting?
Oh, with the wings in the back. It looks so good.
Some propaganda film now?
Cinna's final touch.
The Black Mockingjay.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, let's bring up the setting.
Whoa, that's cool.
I'm gonna start you down on one knee,
okay.
and as you rise up, you're gonna
AI
hold
is
your
really
flag in the air and deliver your line.
gone the distance now.
People of Panem, we fight, we dare, we...
This is fake.
Does she know the line?
I know it,
Okay,
I'm
all right,
sorry.
let's do it
She's
again.
warming up.
Interesting.
Okay, all right.
Take 97.
People of Panem, we fight, we dare to end this hunger for justice.
I don't believe you.
You've just been in battle!
What is this?
I'm sorry.
This
sorry.
is
Excuse my
interesting.
language. You've just been in battle. Try it again.
They have to like fabricate revolution here.
Hey, Mitch.
And that, my friends, is how a revolution dies.
Yeah, give them the real. Like, you're just trying to do the antithesis of what they were trying to do at the Capitol.
People of Panem, we fight, we dare, we end this hunger for justice.
This looks so fake.
Let's everybody think of one incident where Katniss Everdeen genuinely moved you. Not where you were jealous of her hairstyle or she made a halfway decent shot with an arrow, and not where Peeta made you. Think of one moment where she made you feel something real.
When she volunteered for her sister at the reaping.
Excellent example.
That is a good example.
Utilize her heart. She's not the bold face. Yeah.
Okay, volunteer forces. Good.
Oh, when she sang that song for little Rue.
Oh, yeah. Who didn't get choked up at that?
Seriously.
You know, I like you better, Effie, without all that makeup.
When she chose Rue as an ally as well.
What do all these have in common?
They're from the heart.
No one told her what to do.
So maybe we should just leave her alone. And wash her face. She's still a girl. You made her look 35.
It has to come from her. That's what people respond to. You want a symbol for the revolution. She cannot be coached into it. Trust me, I know.
District 8. They reported heavy bombing last week. No military targets left.
We can't guarantee her safety.
You'll never be able to guarantee my safety.
And if you're killed?
Make sure you get it on camera.
Wow. I'm happy they're realizing that that wasn't the way.
Yeah.
This fabricated thing to try to get people to persuade people into a perception.
Yeah, it's not going to feel authentic.
Yeah, that's what the Capitol was doing. That's what they're trying to do. And Hames was like, no, this is BS. Let's
Two
not do
wrongs don't make a right.
that. Yeah.
Plutarch wanted you to have a weapon for the sake of the propos, but I couldn't just make you a fashion accessory.
He's her Lucius Fox.
Wasn't ready yet to be Commissioner Gordon, so sell for Lucius.
Regular, incendiary, explosive arrows. Till Finnick got a trident for him.
Nice.
Let's not fire the red ones in here.
Oh, we got to save that reveal in the battle.
Yeah, baby.
You know, it's definitely a slow burn, but for me so far, it still hasn't dragged.
No, I'm thoroughly invested in these characters.
I'm engaged
in this world.
Quick introductions. Katniss. These people have come a long way to support the cause. This is Cressida.
Oh, that chick. She's
Wow.
Game of Thrones.
Best up-and-coming directors in the Capitol.
Until I up and left.
Let's see what you can do.
I know her name's gonna kill me, but I recognize her.
And your cameraman over there, Castor?
Hello.
And Pollux.
Oh, Castor and
Foggy!
Pollux? Yeah, Foggy, but do you understand the reference? Castor and Pollux?
No.
That's a face-off reference.
Ah.
Nicolas Cage and his brother.
You're the right person for this job, man.
That's so funny. Castor and Pollux Troy.
He's an AVOX. Capitol cut his tongue out years ago.
Oh.
No, it wasn't any sort of rescue, if that's what you mean.
Oh.
We all fled on our own. For this. For you.
It's funny, when they said Castor, I was about to say Troy, and then they said Pollux. I was like, oh, no way. That's wild.
Black Ops Revolution. We got Blade, Mystique, Foggy.
gonna say, yeah, a lot of Marvel characters there.
Katniss, Commander Paler, District 8. Katniss has been recovering, but she insisted on coming out and seeing some of your wounded.
Well, we've got plenty of those.
Boy, definitely different story.
No.
Definitely different type of story structure and type of battle element than the first two.
Hospital's past that curtain. Any hope you can give them, it's worth it. Capital's done everything they can to break us.
She worried about having all your wounded in one place.
I think it's better than leaving them to die.
Jesus.
That's not what I meant.
Well, that's my only other option. If you can come up with another.
Yeah, having her experience this viscerally, I mean, it's going to give her a different kind of reaction and tone when she does those commercials or whatever.
Something moving in an organic way.
I was just thinking about this music too, right? Like 10 seconds ago. It's like this would be a perfect scene to insert it. It's like a beacon of hope, this music. And it's sad too.
Dreary, like operatic sort of.
Yeah.
Haunting tone.
This is a great burden to have. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's a girl who never wanted to be a leader, never wanted to be a revolutionary.
Yeah.
Put into this position to save her people.
What are you doing here?
Aww.
I came to see you.
What about the baby?
There is no baby. Oh.
I lost it.
You can tell they really look to her.
You here to fight with us?
We're here to fight for you.
I am. I will.
Oh. Yeah, man. Oh. This is beautiful. Yeah, now you see it.
Tighter.
Oh,
tighter.
That was really moving.
But we confirmed it's her.
Guy reminds me a little of Christoph Waltz in Inglourious.
I see it.
She was visiting a makeshift hospital. We're not sure if she's still there. We can scramble the hovercraft from the board of 11. We may be able to target her.
Kill the wounded.
Kill the wounded?
You wrote that speech yourself, Julianne. Any association with the Mockingjay symbol is forbidden.
Jeez. Oh, you're so evil. I can't wait till you put a freaking arrow through your face.
Everyone inside that hospital has committed treason. Show them what it costs to be friends with Katniss Everdeen.
You're the worst. You're the worst person imaginable.
There's a problem. Incoming bombers from the north.
Oh my God.
We need to find cover now.
There's a bunker in there.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, very different kind of movie from the first two. And I'm not mad at it either.
No.
It does feel like the natural progression of a story like this.
Yeah, back away from the wall!
Oh no! God! Oh God! Oh God!
Wow.
How did you even outrun that? That's crazy.
Going after something to the south.
It's towards the hospital.
Shoot the planes down with your arrows, Katniss. The odds are extremely stacked against us.
Oh, we want the odds to be ever in their favor.
We freaking do, man. After this revolution, it hopefully will be.
That's the hospital.
Oh no.
Hospital.
Dude, shoot the red one, right? Oh my God, if she hits that ship with that, I will freak out. That will be a... No way. Please.
Dude, come on. Come on, Katniss. Yes. Let's freaking go!
Ah! I dropped my pen. That was so awesome. That was amazing.
Oh no! Oh God! Oh God!
That was the hospital.
Oh! There's nothing they can do.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Katniss, can you tell everyone what you're seeing right now?
Oh God! They're like, get this on cam.
Katniss, what do you want to say?
Jesus, she doesn't want to say anything. She's watching people die, bro. Oh, I hate this. I hate this.
I mean, yeah, it feels real, but it's like...
I want the rebels to know that I'm alive. That I'm in District 8, where the Capitol just bombed a hospital filled with unarmed men, women, and children, and there will be no survivors.
Ooh.
This is what they do, and we must fight back.
Oh man, this is such an interesting commentary on media.
I have a message for President Snow. You can torture us and bomb us, but do you see that? Fire is catching.
Yeah, it is.
And if we burn, you burn with us.
Yeah.
Man, I do like how they captured the
That was a
real
great
moment
speech.
of her. Yeah, it was, but I just don't like how insensitive that woman was in asking her.
Yeah.
It's like,
Because
why not tell people how you're feeling?
I'm so conflicted about it. Because on one hand, I'm like, yeah, this is what's necessary, but also it feels like with not propaganda, but filming for the sake of a reaction, but it's also for good. It's emotionally conflicting.
There is no progress without compromise. No victory without sacrifice. But I stand here with the Mockingjay to announce that our moment has arrived.
How does this make you feel right now?
I don't know. I feel conflicted. Like, I understand their message and what they're trying to get across. They want to rally people to join their cause. I just don't know how I feel how they're going about it.
Yeah.
It's really conflicting me.
It's interesting. It's very well done.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like,
Yeah. I just don't know if I agree with their tactics.
We will broadcast this message to all the districts tonight. Together, we will become an alliance to be reckoned with.
My biggest fear is I hope it's not one dictatorship going to another dictatorship. I just hope it's like oppression to freedom, like true freedom.
Because both of them feel like media used to influence result.
Exactly. That's my reservation here. I'm so sus over everything.
Reject Nation, I'll be honest. Money has always made me anxious. If I'm low on money, I stress out about how will I make more. And if I actually have money, I stress out about, I'm afraid I'm going to lose all this. That's why I've made a discipline, a real discipline. Not just to manage money, but change how I relate to it. And that's where something like ACORNS comes in. It is today's video. Yes, it is today's video sponsor. And ACORNS is something that before we ever agreed to work with them, before I ever agreed to sign up with them, is that we had a testimony from someone here behind the scenes who told me a story about how ACORNS actually got them out of a big financial ditch they were once in. And I can see why. ACORNS is a financial wellness app that makes investing feel approachable, even automatic. It helps you invest for your future, save for tomorrow, and spend smarter today. Here's the best way how it works. Every time you make a purchase, ACORNS rounds it up to the nearest dollar and invests the spare change. You can also set reoccurring deposits or do what I did, invest extra when you want to, and it does all the thinking for you. ACORNS builds a diverse portfolio for you. It even includes a checking account that invests automatically and an emergency fund that grows over time, all in the app. A very simple, easy to use one, might I add. I honestly just love checking the app a few times a month, watching how it builds. There's a sense of glee I get from it. And more importantly, a sense of calmness that I'm not used to associating when it comes to money. So, Reject Nation, if you want to support a little bit of that financial brain, help it build for your future, you can sign up now and ACORNS will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $25 billion with ACORNS. Head to acorns.com/rejects or do what I did, download the ACORNS app to get started. Once again, acorns.com/rejects or download the ACORNS app to get started. Because we're dealing with finances, it's important that I say. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentives to positively promote ACORNS. Tier 2 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. ACORNS Advisors LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/rejects. But seriously, ACORNS, you guys rock. Thank you.
Daily production quotas have been increased. All work shifts will be extended by an extra 2 hours.
Extended by an extra 2 hours? This kind of hard labor?
Jesus Christ, y'all.
Oof.
But I'm like, because I'm like, I'm here for their cause, but I'm like, something, I don't know what it is about the way they're going about it that feels strange.
Where in the woods do you think Magneto and Wolverine are?
Oh, just off to the left.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, I even saw is that a Mockingjay thing in there?
Yeah!
Oh no!
Oh no! Not what I wanted! Not what I wanted!
Whoa!
Oh, hello! I thought they were ambushing the soldiers. Not
that's what I
not the soldiers shooting at them.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm with you on that. That's what I. No, they were gonna Spider-Man up into the trees.
And Madam Web 'em.
Huh. Yeah.
No! Nice!
Oh, it ended up being an ambush.
When you're living on your knees, you rise up, rise up.
I got good news.
What?
Coin agreed to let us hunt above ground.
Definitely want to get to some more actual interactions and discussion. Oh.
Oh, it's like a reprisal of her with the deer in the first movie?
Yeah, where Gale interrupted, but this is a bit much bigger animal.
buck.
Yeah. Oh.
Much
No,
bigger deer.
no.
It's a reindeer.
I just don't want to see it. I get it. We got to survive and.
He's not even afraid of us.
I've never been hunted before.
Oh, don't shoot it, Gale, please.
It's almost not fair.
This looks like a good spot for them to get it on. Got some nice water running upstream here.
Nice babbling brook.
Very tranquil to listen to while you get it on.
We're gonna say make love.
Yeah, they could. This would be a good spot. Aw. And he's been very understanding. Like
they're
since
both very understanding. They're both good men, Andrew.
I get it. I'm Team PETA.
I don't know what to do.
I've been Team PETA since the beginning, but I really do like Gale a great amount. He's a good person.
Be the lowest to his PETA, Katniss.
You must love her very much to be able to forgive her. I don't think that I could. Unless, of course, Peter, you think that perhaps she's being forced into saying things that she doesn't even understand.
He looks so different now. He's
Yeah.
eye makeup. He has a dark suit on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
Even
He
his
definitely
voice is
looks like he's
using her
He definitely looks like he's being forced to.
whip up the rebels. I doubt she even knows what's happening or what's really at stake.
What the hell are they doing to him?
Now, Peter, I doubt that the rebels will ever let her see this. But if they do, what would you say to her?
I would tell her to think for herself.
Yes.
Doesn't look like him. Are they starving him?
Don't be a fool, Katniss. I know.
He looks gaunt.
You never wanted the rebellion. Things that you did in the games were never intended to start all of this. The rebels have made you into something that you're not, something that could destroy all of us. Please urge them to stop this war before it's too late. And ask yourself, can you trust the people you're working with?
Can you?
We need to respond.
Did you see what he looks like?
I saw a coward.
Ooh.
I would
I would
never
take a
say what he just
lashing.
said. Not if they torture me, not with a gun to my head.
That is the same PETA that defended
Yeah,
you at
dude.
the whipping post.
No, it's not. Now he's only defending himself.
He's freaking like torturing him. What the fuck are you talking about? He looks like gaunt and skinny and crap.
Everyone has a choice. How can he sit there in the Capitol and defend the people who destroyed his home and murdered his family?
You don't know what they're doing to him, dude. He looks and sounds different.
Yeah, again, we don't know I agree with Aaron. We don't know the behind the scenes. This is the first time I'm not in agreement with Gale.
Yeah, show him.
Peacekeepers forced us back into our homes. For maybe an hour, the town was just dead quiet. Well, past 9, we heard their trucks pulling out. All of them, every single peacekeeper.
Like a violin is playing right now. It's beautiful.
Me and a couple of guys from the mines, we started pulling people from their houses, trying to get them to the fence line, but a lot of people were scared of the fort. So they headed up onto the road. Make a break for it that way.
Stay with Gale.
This feels so weird. I don't like this.
I'm totally with you. I get what they're trying to achieve, but there's just something just feels so off about it.
915 of us made it to the fence, and we watched as bombers circle back towards the road. They firebombed them as they ran away.
915 out of 10,000.
Jesus.
Fraction.
I should have grabbed people. I should have dragged them with me. Some of the kids I could have carried.
You saved so many.
Oh.
Without you, there would be no District 12, not even the memory of it.
He tried, man. But I'm sure that guilt's gonna haunt him forever.
This is where you kiss me.
I didn't think you remembered that.
It's hard to forget that.
I thought the trauma washed it away.
I'd have to be dead to forget that.
Can we relive that memory again, please?
Maybe not even then.
Oh, Redux. Get this on cam.
Seriously.
He's our new champion of our revolution.
I knew you'd do that.
How? I didn't.
Because I'm in pain.
Because I'm a Hemsworth.
That's the only way that I can get your attention.
My heart's a little Thor.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Don't worry, Kevin. It'll pass.
Oh.
Damn.
Can only get your attention when I'm in pain. Dang.
That's a bar.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a Mockingjay.
They're such beautiful birds.
They really are.
Oh, no, they'll never shut up.
I'll do the
You want me
whistle.
to sing?
I'll do the sing.
She's saying to Prim. She's saying to Rue.
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3.
I've heard this song on my Pandora quite a few times.
Strange Strange things did happen.
It's a good song.
For his love to flee. Strange things did happen. Here no stranger would it be.
Jennifer Lawrence got a great voice.
That line was originally necklace of rope. I had to change to necklace of hope.
Oh, you are a true wordsmith.
Oh, the propaganda.
A little on the nose, but of course so is war.
Every district's saying this.
Yes, but not the capital.
Yep. Of course not.
I designed this signal defense system for them, but I can't find my way through it because I did my job too well. At the time, I was just thinking of the science of it all. We'll get through it.
That's so wild. Controlling what people see and watch.
Through the trees. Murdered 3. Ooh, I got chills hearing everybody sing it. Oh. This is the Revolution song.
Yeah, I guess when I heard it on my Pandora, I had no context for it. It just was a beautiful song, and that was it.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like the entrance to Jackson.
At midnight at the hanging tree.
That is really cool. Except this one has water.
Is that all the people did?
I think they're about to come out fighting.
Yeah! No. You guys should have some sort of weapons. Oh, God. This is terrible. You just don't have anything to fight back. Oh, God. You just have your bodies.
Yeah, but they have
and the numbers.
But they have way more numbers. You can only fire so many bullets. They have way more numbers. What are they blowing up the place? Oh boy.
Heyo. Woo. Woo. Yeah, that's a statement for your ass right there.
Is that way? Did they do that so that way the Capitol can start seeing?
Probably, but damn. Literally.
Or it's just knocking out the power. Okay.
Ha! Suck it, Snow.
It sucks not being in control, right?
You powerless. No backup generators for your ass.
Moves and counter moves.
Thought I told you to pay the power bill at the beginning of the month.
Katniss, you wanted in command.
Oh, little duck.
Tonight, we've received reports of derailed trains, of granaries on fire, and of a savage attack on the hydroelectric dam in District 5.
Oh, he looks so gaunt. Look at his collar. Poor PETA.
I'm begging for restraint and decency.
It's like they're either threatening him or they're like, I wonder if they're doing like shock therapy or something to him. I don't know.
He looks terrible though.
That's it. That's our footage.
She's in.
Goodness.
He sees it. He sees our propo.
Oh. That's going to bring him back from the brainwash. He's being brainwashed.
Peter, please continue.
Hey, you can see he's like looking scared at people.
Look at the hollowness in his eyes.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Are they starving him?
The attack on the dam was a callous
It's like he's reading a script.
and inhuman act of destruction. No one can survive this. No one is safe now. Not here in the capital. Not in any of the districts. They're coming, Katniss. They're gonna kill everyone. And in District 13, you'll be dead by morning.
Oh no! Peter!
We have to get him out before they kill him. Is there anything in the air?
Nothing on Doppler, ma'am.
He was in the mansion. He could have overheard something.
Possibly.
Damn.
Poor PETA. What are they doing? Can he walk, dude? Like, oh God. What are they doing to him?
I don't know if it means anything, but she has held her stomach quite a few times in this movie. I don't know if that means anything. Because a lot of times, I've learned from Tara that means pregnancy, but I doubt it, right?
No, she'd be having like symptoms or something. At this
Okay, now you're probably right.
Oh, what are they gonna do?
I've just seen her do it like multiple times. That's why I made the comment about it.
Prepare to scramble the fleet. Copy that. Open up short-range air defense.
They're deep underground. Is there a mole? How would they know about 13?
Yeah, who would be the mole here? Who would be your prime suspect for a mole if there was one? Oh, you know who I'm thinking after that interaction we just had?
Who?
I'm thinking Gale, possibly because you only
Why
see.
would he be?
I'm thinking. Oh, the only reason I'm saying that is because he said you only see me when I'm hurt. But I'm probably so wrong. My predictions are usually so far off.
I don't think Gale would go through the trouble of saving everybody just to turn on and give them to the Capitol.
You are probably 100% right. That's the only one I could think of. I don't know who it would be though.
I haven't even outright said that there's a mole, but
yeah.
I was like, how would they know? What would give that away? Unless they said that we are District 13 fighting for.
All right, fine,
for the
Aaron.
districts.
It's Jeffrey Wright. We don't trust him.
I knew it. Couldn't access the Capitol. I knew it.
Yeah.
All citizens should be inside the bunker. Blast doors will close in 2 minutes.
Feel how disoriented everything is.
Where's
The
Prem?
panic.
I thought she went to find you.
Oh,
She's
hell.
on the stairs. There's no one on the stairs.
Oh, Jesus.
She went back to the cab.
Oh, Buttercup.
Is there any radiation?
None detected.
Douglas shows a fourth wave approaching.
Blast doors will close in 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Wow, look at this different a little bit of a different variation of music.
This is a code red alert. Blast doors will close in 50.
Come on, Prim.
Blast doors
Who's with her?
will
Is that Gale?
I don't know.
Someone behind her. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, please make it through.
I don't know if they're going to make it, dude. I don't think they're going to make it.
3.
It's Gale, yeah. They're not going to freaking make it. Gale's not going to make it. Okay. Oh. Whoo.
What were you thinking? I wasn't gonna leave him behind. I couldn't live with myself.
Cat lovers? Cat love is real love. That's our baby right there.
Our surface-to-air launchers just took a direct hit in Sector 3.
Because we revealed ourselves, they saw us firing there.
Oh, crap.
Stand down. Don't launch the fleet.
Another 12 Capitol bombers approaching Sector 3 in attack formation.
Hold fire on their approach.
Another strategist. She's a tactical strategist, though.
But there's debris in the ventilation shaft.
They're not targeting our fleet.
Or a special weapon.
They don't know what we have or where we have it. Can you confirm that everyone's safely in the bunker?
Already done.
Shut the power off.
All remaining anti-aircraft guns, seal launching pads and ventilation corridors. We are going to wait this out. This is what we're built for.
They'll seal us in here like a tomb.
Oh.
Outdated information. I'd rather not update it for them.
Madam President, I know it's not my place.
It's not. You're welcome, guest, but you're out of your depth down here.
Reduce oxygen to 14% to conserve it.
What?
Take a deep breath, Mr. Heavensbee. It's going to be a long night.
Oh.
That would be so terrifying.
Reducing your oxygen? Jeez.
Yeah, they don't want to use it all at once, yeah. Oh my goodness. No power. Oof.
The night is darkest just before the dawn.
I promise you, Aaron, the dawn is coming. Oh. We need Mr. Terrific to fix that.
I forgot to tell you, you're training me to be a doctor.
Oh.
I'm just stupid not to.
Dr. Duck.
Snow's using Annie to punish you. He's taunting us with them.
Is that Elizabeth Olsen?
I don't know.
Look like maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I didn't understand until just now, watching that stupid cat.
We haven't seen Annie, but we need to talk about her because they had somebody at home.
In the last movie, yeah. I was thinking that.
I thought the whole romance was an act. We all expected you'd continue that strategy. But it wasn't until Peter's heart stopped and he nearly died that I knew I'd misjudged you. You love him. I'm not saying in what way. Maybe you don't even know yourself. But anyone paying attention can see it.
How do you live with it?
I drag myself out of nightmares and there's no relief in waking up.
Ooh.
It's better not to give in to it. 10 times longer to put yourself back together than it does to fall apart.
Damn.
Some good clarity she's getting.
Yeah, man.
I need you to tell Panem that we survived an attack by the Capitol with no casualties, and we remain fully operational. We had 8 extra minutes of civilian evacuation because of Peeta's warning. I won't forget that. Thank you.
Probably gonna look all beat up next time on the camera, or even more gaunt.
In her mind, Peeta's sacrifice will be worth it.
So Katniss, it's 13 is alive and well, and so am I. Katniss.
No, forget all the fake crap, dude. Just let her be authentic.
Katniss. Never one to waste it in rehearsal, I know.
I wonder if that was actually a meta they got Jennifer Lawrence, or if that's just a line in the movie.
It's a crazy set.
All the life, plants, forests.
All the roses.
Oh my God. Jeez. That's a message sent. So diabolical.
Why would they drop these?
As a reminder.
For me.
Ready to go, Katniss?
To drop beauty in the face of this devastation.
We're gonna do this just like District 8. Tell me about the roses. Tell Snow 13 is alive and well.
This is a game to you guys.
He's gonna kill Peeta. Let's try again. Can you speak up? We don't have a mic on you. 13 is alive and well, and so am I.
Bro, do you care, dude? Ugh. Do you care about her at all?
I can't. Katniss?
You can do it, Katniss.
13 is alive and well, and so am I.
Will you shut up, dude?
He warned me about this. He's doing this because I'm the Mockingjay. He's punishing Peeta to punish me. No, he can't do this.
It hurts too much.
You know, you're the only real friend I have down here.
Effie doesn't count.
I don't suppose they gave you any kind of medication?
You're unbelievable.
Okay, but I meant what I said. Look, the reason I'm here, they're rescuing Peeta.
Oh?
What?
Dam went down in District 5, took out most of the power to the Capitol, knocked out their signal defense. The window is open, I guess, until the Capitol can get the power back on.
And President Coin?
You know, I can never fully
I mean,
support that woman.
she's got to be involved in that, I feel like.
And with the power out, Coin sees this as an opportunity. She knows that Peeta is the Capitol's weapon, the same way you're ours. And as opposed to having you two pointing at each other, she's going to get him.
Yeah.
That's what I was, yeah.
Come on, what are you just going to jump out of the vent and go storm the Capitol? Besides, it's already underway. 6 soldiers went in, volunteer only. Guess who was the first brave soul?
Why'd they tell you? Gale.
What they don't know is this broadcast is jamming their entire system with noise. Early defense warning, internal communications, everything.
Not the myths about a life of luxury, not the lie about glory for your homeland. You can survive the arena. The moment you leave, you're a slave.
Yeah, but the possibility if this doesn't work out, she could lose both her guys.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
If a victor is considered desirable, the president gives them as a reward or allows people to buy them.
Oh, God.
Kill someone you love.
Oh, Jesus. Is this true?
10 seconds. 9.
The winner's graphics like this? What the hell?
But I found a much more valuable form of payment. Secrets.
Gear up! Oh, yeah, he did say this.
Switching to night view.
It's so dark I can't tell what's happening.
Yeah.
There.
Command, we have visual on the tribute center.
Save Peter Bread.
But the biggest secrets are about our good President Coriolanus Snow.
Ooh, give us the gossip. Stop cutting, just say the thing. Like, I want us to say Peter, but I also really want to know what he has to say.
Such a young man when he rose to power, such a clever one to keep it. How, you may ask, did he do it? One word, poison.
Oh? Poison. As the building exploded.
Is that like flares they just shot?
I was worried for a second.
Heading toward target number 1.
Oh, Jesus. People already dead in there.
What is going on?
There were so many mysterious deaths to adversaries, even to allies who were threats.
Oh, no. It's so ominous and scary.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jesus.
This is really tense.
Did you know something? Are you the mole?
Antidotes don't always work, which is why he wears roses that reek of perfume, help cover the scent of blood from sores in his mouth that will never heal.
Oof. What a bar. All these people are already dead. Why? Please tell me Peter's not dead, dude. I'm just so sad if he's dead.
He better not be.
Can't hide the scent of who he really is. He kills without mercy. He rules with deception and fear.
My heart is so tense right now,
I know.
I'm
Like
so
they're really
scared.
Building up suspense right now.
Oh God, what do they do to him? What do they freaking do to him?
They brainwashed him, right?
I think they're operating on him. I think they're like making him really gaunt and skinny.
His weapon of choice is the only thing suited to such a man. Poison, the perfect weapon for a snake. What is this place?
Is it like gonna be PETA attacking and the other victors or the other people? Joanna and Annie.
Oh no!
Whoa.
What the hell? What the hell? What the?
Powering back up. Broadcast me. If Snow's watching this, maybe he'll let the signal in if he sees me. Put me on the air so he can see me.
Yes.
President Snow? President Snow, it's Katniss.
There's no guarantees even watching.
President Snow?
Did she have contacts on this whole time? I didn't realize her eyes were a different color.
Julianne Moore?
Yeah.
I thought I did notice that earlier.
President Snow, it's...
Oh, he is? Okay.
I don't imagine you're calling to thank me for the roses.
There was a lot.
Just wanted to save my sister and keep PETA alive.
Why would you say that?
I mean, I think he already knows.
You couldn't run from this any more than you could have run from the game.
I need a situation report.
Fox, we're running out of time.
I'm so scared, bro.
Please. You've won. You've already beaten me.
It's weird they like experimented on PETA.
Is Peter like in a cage or something?
I told you what a fragile thing peace was. And still, like a child, you took pleasure in breaking it. I know what you are. I know you can't see past your narrowest concerns. I doubt you know what honesty is anymore.
Command, we're at the first target. Prepare to extract Peter. We'll confirm when he's in hand.
You asked me to convince you that I was in love with PETA. Haven't I at least done that?
Miss Everdeen, it's the things we love most that destroy us. I want you to remember.
Andrew, I'm so tense, dude. I don't know.
I feel like PETA's been experimenting. Is gonna do some crazy shit right now.
You're a PETA monster.
Yeah.
Don't you think I know?
This from that
your
line
friends at
too.
the Tribute Center?
Oh, of course he did. Of course.
He knows that they're in there.
Come in.
It's a trap.
Hold it.
We have to get a hold of them. We have to tell them to get out.
It's too late.
We can't contact them.
No, Hamish. No, Hamish.
No, we don't know that. We don't
Did I
know.
lose them both tonight?
Oh no, 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 no.
That's what we were just talking about, losing them both. Oh, damn.
They're back.
They're back?
The ship or everyone who was on it?
Oh, Jesus. They got him. Annie. Okay.
Okay, it's not Elizabeth
Girl we've not
Olsen.
seen.
That's completely off on that one.
But we did not get PETA.
Hopefully they don't have any tracking system or anything in them, but I assume they probably scan for them.
PETA was not there.
I don't get it. Every gun was back online and on us, and we flew right past. They let us go. He's in there.
He's there?
Gas we used on the guards knocked him out too, but it's wearing off now.
Oh my God, no way they got PETA.
Should be
There's
there when he wakes up.
something nefarious going on.
They cut his legs off or something. What'd they do to PETA?
PETA.
This is body language looks off.
Why? Why? What the fuck did they do to you? What the hell? What the fuck? Why? What? Whoa. What the hell is wrong with him?
I mean, that's some serious brainwashing because he would never, ever hurt
In a
Katniss.
million years.
Ever.
Dude, her eyes were going, almost popped out of her skull just there.
No, Katniss. No, you swollen. Don't touch. No, calm down.
Her eyes are still red, dude. What the hell do they do to PETA?
It's called hijacking. We don't know how long the Capitol's been doing this to PETA.
It's fear conditioning, enhanced with Tracker Jacker venom. You were stung your first games, remember?
Oh, with the...
Can change his memories of Katniss.
To make her seem life-threatening.
They turned him into a weapon, Katniss. Kill you.
No. Can he come back?
Fear is the most difficult thing to overcome. We're hardwired to remember fear.
I think usually the other thing is love will overcome fear.
But we've put together a team. I'm optimistic.
Oh, no.
I am pleased to announce that the victors have been liberated. The Mockingjay and the victors beside us, we have sent a clear message to the Capitol.
What happens now?
Let all of Panem come together.
Is she just going to look at him through the glass?
Today be the day we promise never to give up, never to give in, until we have made a new Panem, where leaders are elected, not imposed upon us.
Mouthing the words.
Today is our new beginning. Today we have freed the victors. Tomorrow, Panem!
Something still just feels off.
Oh
my God. He is
poor
driving
PETA.
pain. Jesus.
Oh, no. Our poor man's.
Wow.
What a
Incredible
shot.
reflection. Is that how you're going to end the movie?
That's how they're going to end the movie.
No. Can you imagine having to wait
A year for that?
Oh, lucky for
he passed it. Oh.
This is it for him? Oh, man.
I wonder if he filmed 1 and 2 back to back.
Yeah, because that's a good question. I don't know if he's in the next one.
All right. We have just finished watching Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure to go and give us 5 freaking stars. Also want to thank the people over at Prepper for cutting down these highlights for freedom, for victory, and to defeat the Capitol. Also, make sure you like this video, give a shout, and go and ring that bell so you can get notified anytime a new video is coming at you. Alrighty, so we're going to get into the questions because I feel like normally they end up covering our review anyway. So without further ado, let's get into it, and I will read the first one. All right, Maurice Gary Jr., Mockingjay Part 1. This is the slowest moving part of the quadrilogy, and it had to be. Katniss couldn't miraculously heal immediately, becoming the Mockingjay. Was her evolution believable to you?
Well, Maurice Gray Jr., I do agree that I think Aaron and I highlighted it quite a few times as we were reacting. I think this was the natural progression of where to take Katniss. I really like seeing, again, first of all, the intensity of Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence. I really like seeing the intensity that she brought to the role, but also seeing her emotional struggle and like seeing just the pressure that comes with being like, a symbol of hope, and also like the head of a revolution, and like the political climate that they forged with her in this film. I think like what we saw in the first 2 films, with the story structure and the action sequences and more, this film was more of a slow burn and a deepening of the character and complexities with her especially.
Yeah.
I think this was the natural progression way to go. I think if you would have had, the whole arena and action sequences again, I would have been okay with that. And again, just having PETA and the struggle there and the love triangle, which there were elements of that for sure, but I think, you run into a possibility of getting slightly repetitive there in doing the same thing. So I like that I think this was just, again, the organic way to, especially because you have an oppressive government, like with what Snow is doing, it's a dictatorship. So I think this was the natural way to progress things. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think it was great. I really enjoyed the slower pace. I feel like the first movie did a really great job of allowing us into the world of Panem. Yeah,
Panem.
And I feel like these characters we got really invested in Katniss being the main one. And I really did buy her transition. It was more of a reluctant thing at first, and they tried to make her the speech giving on a teleprompter sort of, I don't know, fabricated or polished version of a leader, and that just didn't feel like organic or authentic to her. So watching her actually go in there, live, not being told what to do, but see it for herself, and that being the cause of her ascendance into the Mockingjay, and seeing the people that were affected by what the Capitol was doing. I thought it was very believable, and even her struggle with, doing this in the face of knowing that Peeta is being harmed, or Peeta is being manipulated or tortured, or she's the only one that is able to tell that something is wrong with Peeta. And I bought that as her motivation for wanting to take on this position, but also wanting to not own it anymore because she was scared. That was her primary motivation from the beginning of the film to the end, which, even though this is a part one to a larger story, I really like the fact that they ended it. They started it with her motivation being Peeta and ended it with acquiring Peeta, but not in exactly the way that she would have thought or would have wanted. So, I thought they did a great job.
All right, from Rudy Rogers, thank you so much for being a royal reject. And for the question, hi, Andrew and Aaron, the A-Team. Love you guys. Watch along. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Love you guys. Watch alongs the most. Sorry, not sorry. Appreciate it. Hope you're loving the franchise so far. How did you feel about being shown, the more political aspects of the story and getting right into the center of the rebellion? I know some people think this film is one of the lesser exciting ones, but personally, it's one of my favorites just because of how real it all suddenly feels, especially including the brutal depictions of PTSD and the lengths people will go for what they believe in.
I really love this one. I think it did a really good job of capturing what it's like to be part of a rebellion. I think it did a good job of showcasing what it's like to be in these other districts and what it's like to be somebody who is fighting against power, but from the bottom side down. I think the first movie did a great job of showcasing what it's like to start at the bottom, be uncomfortable being at the top in this highly fabricated and fictionalized version of their reality, this polished version, then being thrown into the games. And this one we spent from the ground fighting against the top, and I think they did a phenomenal job of showcasing that. And it's something that I can understand why people would feel like this is a slower movie in comparison, but I don't know, maybe it's the times, maybe it's being older, but I really appreciated the realness and the emotional complexities of the position that this movie has to take in order to move the stakes forward for where the rest of the story is going to go. I feel like it did a good job of showcasing that not only war being an ugly thing, but there has to be a bit of media manipulation to sort of inspire hope, but not for the sake of maintaining a sense of normalcy into something that's not normal, but the sake of inspiring people to rise up in the face of tyranny. So I'm conflicted about the methods, but I understand its intention for the result that they're trying to acquire. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. All of them have been bangers so far to me.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed this too. It definitely, we said it felt like in the first 10, 15 minutes, it's deliberately being a slow burn and like focusing on that pace and tone. And yeah, and obviously whenever you think of like rebellion type of film, at least for me, I think of Star Wars, of course. And, the pacing and the tone in the original trilogy, at least, like they do a really good job of blending, when it comes to pacing and toning, like very upbeat mood, but also there can be times of very dark and grimacing. And this film, like from the get-go, is very grim and dark and somber. And it stays throughout the whole film. Whereas, again, in Star Wars, it can be very uplifting and very exciting and very frenetic pacing at times. While still being incredibly, like, moving and still, like, also having... Well, this was moving, too. But my point is, like, just like jovial moments of excitement and that kind of stuff. Whereas this one, there were some really cool, exciting moments, like when she fired that bow and arrow and the red one and the ship like came down. So there were some really cool action sequences. But I would imagine in the second one, there's probably going to be a lot more action sequences, is my guess. But point being is, I do like that I think slow burns really can work when you really focus on the characters and you develop them properly. And there's a foundation. We had the foundation in the first two films, and there's a reason and a point into what led us to why we are here. And if you're in a slow burn and the film is just boring, that's where you can run into issues. And I was not personally bored. I thought it was it was moving, but also too, like, I thought like the internal conflict in which Katniss was having to deal with all these things, and also too, like, the things that felt so grounded in reality, like that this could actually really happen, like, is a scary notion. And I know a lot of times we go to movies for escapism, but like, we also go to them too, like in hopes of things that we do not wish to see happen in real life as well. So, but I thought this film like really captured that in a beautiful and scary way. So I thought I really enjoyed this one. I wouldn't say it was my favorite of the three, but I would say probably 2 is still my favorite. But I still really enjoyed this a great amount.
Yeah, Catching Fire is still my favorite thus far. But yeah, I think because we have the emotional investment and development of the first 2 films, I feel like this really makes it a worthwhile entry, because with movie adaptations or book adaptations that are cut into 2 halves, the first half is usually all set up and the second half is usually all payoff. So the trade-off of that is the first half being traditionally more slow in pace. And I don't know, I like the slower pace. I think the only maybe minor criticism I would have is that when it came to Finnick stuff, I didn't really feel an emotional pull, because we didn't really get to see Annie or get to know her in Catching Fire. So when he finally is reunited with Annie, I didn't really feel anything.
Right.
And I felt like they established something interesting with him at the beginning of the film, but we didn't really get to see him as a primary player within this film. And part of me is guessing like maybe there's more with him in the book that we just didn't get to explore or develop, and they just kind of gave us a chunked down version or chopped down version of whatever that story was. But I'm excited to see whatever role he plays in the 4th movie. And also, I miss Joanna in this movie. I think she was a really great part of 2, and I'm excited to see whatever part she plays in the next one.
I missed Peter a lot in this movie too, because he was in the movie, but he wasn't in it as much as the first 2. And I miss the dynamic between him and Katniss. Like, that's one of my favorite things. His selflessness, the way they complement each other so well. I was definitely happy to finally see some interactions between Gale and Katniss. But again, I'm always going to be Team Peeta. So
even that stuff was like cool, but even that stuff was like more minimal, because I feel like because Peeta wasn't there, we'd get more of it, but it didn't. There was more, but I don't feel like it added a ton of substance to make it more conflicting, because I feel like the emotional heart of this story is Katniss wanting the safety of Peeta. So you can tell that even though Gale is the guy that has always been there, that her heart is with Peeta. Yeah. All right, Brian Reed, thank you so much for the question. Appreciate you, Doc. How do you think Mockingjay Part 1 balances political drama with the action elements of the first 2 Hunger Games movies? Joseph?
Well, I mean, there's a good amount of action, right, in the first 2 films. So I would say in this one, there's not too much of that, as we just mentioned. And this film really definitely focuses a lot more on the political stuff. And I think, it was really getting me. I understood the message of where President Coin was coming from, and I actually agreed with a lot of her stuff. It's just the methodology of what she was saying. It's like too, and the insensitivity. I'm like, something just seemed really off in a lot of the messaging of the. Again, I like how much they focused on the political drama. I thought the balance was definitely there to answer the question, but there's something that just really seems off, and I think I said it during the reaction. My biggest concern here, and I'm excited to see if it's answered. I'm hoping that she is a proponent for freedom and not another President Snow type of person who just craves power and oppressiveness. And I just, my biggest concern is like with all the, and I get why, like she's trying to gather people for the cause, and that's the whole point of these videos. It's just, it's the nature and how she's doing things and operating. I just feel like I don't know enough about her to like. I'm very sus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If we're to take her at her face value, the thing that she's preaching or promoting are democracy. You know, she wants, you know, there to be like trials. She wants there to be voting. You know, we're trying to remove power from president, not King Snow, for lack of a better term.
True.
And you know, if we were to believe her on that, then I feel like then there could be some merit there. I just don't agree with the tactics in which they're going about trying to win people over. It's not necessarily insidious, but it feels, at least like with the documentary crew, right? There's like a bit of insensitivity to, you know, Katniss as a person, and they're only focusing on her as a symbol, which, granted, I guess with the circumstances that are at play here, there aren't really time for feelings or whatnot, but I don't know, something feels off to me about that. And I'm not saying it's the fault of the movie itself, but I think it's just the nature of, you know,
politics. It can be
nature
a
of
dirty
politics
business.
and the nature of media as well to try to, you know, persuade somebody. But to answer your question, Brian, I think the movie does, I don't know, because I feel like,
I mean, there's not a lot of action in the
There's
film.
not a lot of action, no, but I feel like just because there's not action doesn't mean there's not battles. And I feel like there's a sense of emotional stakes, emotional grounding in this movie.
True.
That keeps it interesting, even though
I would
there's not
agree with
a lot of physical action happening. I feel like the emotional stakes still make it exciting, still make it engaging. So that's why it didn't bother me. I'm somebody who on my independent time, not on this channel, watches like a lot of indie movies and dramas and stuff. So
I can vouch for him. It's true.
The slower stuff really does work for me as long as it's rooted in character, rooted in something real and something tangible. And I definitely felt that in this movie. And I feel like the other movies have that as well. But because we've had two movies preceding this, that only makes it that much more palpable. So that's enough. The political intrigue, maybe because I feel like part of it is the fact that it's coupled with what's kind of happening in the world right now, so it makes it even more pressing and more parallel to the experience of, you know, what's going on in America and the other parts of the world. So it's a little spooky in that way, but I feel like that political aspect of things coupled with the drama and the real fear, the real peril that's in this movie makes it just as interesting as the other two.
Yeah, I'm glad, and also too, I think it's pretty ballsy that they're willing to really focus on the character moments as well, and not and deal with the internal battles and the emotional stakes, as opposed to just focusing on action sequences alone. Because once we get to actual action sequences, maybe in the next movie if there's more,
probably
but again, we're just so invested in the characters at that point that these like action sequences really mean a great deal more.
Yeah, dude, I was scared for Gail and Mahershala Ali when they were in that tunnel. I was like,
100%.
My butthole was clenched, bro. It was like it was all the way up there. You know?
Yeah, totally.
So, you feel the same way?
I know, cool. I did. It's just I just like the way you worded it.
Was it intact? Was your butthole intact?
Yes, it was.
I'm happy for you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for the
Thank
question,
you.
man.
All right, from Janice Bragg. Thank you so much for being a royal reject and the question. One thing that bothered me was how insufferable Gale was towards Peeta's pleas in the Capitol broadcast and his nastiness towards Katniss for not agreeing with his Gale takes. Was it really so unfathomable that Peeta would be speaking based on what he was being told? Get bent, Gale, you dillhole. Yes, I'm still harboring resentment. LOL. What did y'all think?
That is so funny. But yeah, he did seem a little rash for sure. He also knows that this is, I don't know, I think there's two levels to this, right? I think one level is he is somebody who has been on the ground from day one, who literally got whooped by the Capitol.
True.
So any sense of anybody remotely backing them kind of is like immediate like F you in his mind. He harbors the guilt for not saving enough people who's only able to save a fraction of his community based off of what the Capitol did. So I feel like on that front alone, he's like, okay, screw the Capitol and screw everybody who's associated with the Capitol.
Right.
On the second level, this is the man that's also pining for his woman's heart.
Exactly.
So I feel like, it's like, oh, he wants the girl that I want and he's for the Capitol? Definitely screw this
Double
dude.
no-nos.
Double screw this guy. And the fact that when he also had that line, like, you only notice me when I'm in pain.
I was about to say that, yes.
So you only notice me when I'm in pain, coupled with those other two things. Like, oh, you want this other guy, I'm right here, but you're not giving me the same love and attention that this guy's getting. And he's with the Capitol, screw him all around.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand where he's coming from, but yeah. Anyway, I'm still Team PETA, obviously.
Yeah, no, we both are. And again, this film really deals with a lot of human complexities. This is, again, very grounded in how someone would possibly react. And we, again, in the moment, we reacted like, this is the one time I didn't like how Gale react. We both said it when it happened. Like,
Right.
I mean, we didn't go ape shit on him, granted, but we both said, I did not agree with Gale, what he just said. I understand, not justifying what he said, but I understand. It's an understandable reaction, what he's saying, based on everything Aaron just said from, this is the same man who's pining for his woman, and also he's back in the Capitol. Now, from our perspective, we are not in the war zone right here. We have not dealt with everything that Gale has been dealing with. He's not losing the battle to PETA in regards to the woman that he's been in love with for God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting here in a very comfortable AC room watching this unfold. And we know that PETA is probably being told, and you can see the redness in his eyes, and all that
The
stuff.
gauntness in his face.
Yeah, and you can see that he's probably like being coerced into doing this thing. So, and I got to imagine Gale's smart enough at some point to realize that, but he's a human being at the end of the day. Human beings make mistakes, and he's probably extremely frustrated given all these things, and he's just reacting like a human would in the moment. Frustration is just lashing out. So from that perspective, not justifying what he's doing, I understand. I have been there myself. I have done frustrating things, and then later I reflect. I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. Why did I do it? Oh, wait, Jennifer Lawrence, I love her so much. Or, oh, wait, even though I hate the Capitol, I still shouldn't have done that. So I get it. I don't hate Gale for doing that, but I still don't agree with him. And I'm sure, maybe in his reflective moments, he probably thought that as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
he still went in there to save PETA. Like,
he did.
I got to give him points.
I feel like he did it for Katniss,
and of course, but still, still awesome to do. Even if you had ulterior motives, that he still did it, and also too. And again, I know you're going to say, and everyone else watching this is going to say, he still did it for Katniss. He still went in there, almost lost his life to go save Prim when they were bombing District 13 and then the water. So he didn't have to do that. He could have just stayed in there and and been selfish, but he was being selfless there too. So I still really like Gale.
And I do too. And I'm thinking because he cares about Katniss, he cares about his community, and I feel like everything he's done since day one, since the first film, has been about his community, especially in the second film. It's all been about his community, his district, his people, and PETA's sacrifices have been more personal and for more individual when it comes to Katniss. And Katniss is the same way. She cares about her people, her family. The whole reason she's in the Hunger Games in the first place is because she's trying to save her sister. And it wasn't until this movie that it became about her community. I guess a little bit in the last movie because she did the Mockingjay back at District 11. But yeah, I feel like the reason why we like PETA so much is because of his selflessness, and because he sacrifices for Katniss specifically.
That's what it was just,
As Gale sacrifices for the community as a whole. So
Yeah.
they're both selfless, but for in different ways.
For sure. And I was about to say that too, like Gale, and again, I'm not disagreeing with what he said, but he did say the line to Katniss, as you just pointed out, like, you only notice me when I'm hurting. And PETA, again, he was willing to give up his life so that she could live, and also that she could be with Gale and have a life, and have Prim and have her mother, and just in general. I'm not saying that Gale wouldn't sacrifice himself for Katniss. He loves Katniss, but like, would you sacrifice yourself so that she could be with PETA? Like, would you sacrifice a relationship with her to be with PETA? I don't know.
It does make me wonder how he would have operated if he was the one picked for the games.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's a great question. Ooh,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments. I mean, I'm sure we'll have seen part 2 by then, but I would love to read your guys' thoughts in the comments. How would Gale have, what would he have done in the games if he would have been picked instead of PETA in the first movie?
Yeah.
Would he have sacrificed himself and like PETA would have done in a selfless way? That's a great point. I like that.
Yeah, his skill sets are different, but I feel like he might have been just a selfless. I don't know. I feel like he would have done different things than
He could
PETA.
have been. That's just, but it's a great point to raise, or a great question rather to throw out there. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Wait, was it me?
I believe it's you for Jaden.
Jaden? Okay. Jaden Rhodes, thank you so much for the question. Appreciate you, man. I love the slower pace of this movie. It is my least favorite of the 4, but it still is a really good movie in my opinion. But I'm curious if y'all liked the slower pace.
I
of this
mean,
one.
yeah, Jaden, we kind of really went over that a bunch. Like we said, I like that the film just focused on the emotional and the internal conflict that Katniss was dealing with, and just it was more of a character film, and just the complexities of the political drama rather than the action spectacle. So I did like that, and also the themes about political propaganda, media propaganda. I thought these were some fascinating themes to go by, and again, I'm all good with slower pace as long as the film is interesting and has engaging characters and a really good storyline that develops the characters properly. So I was totally cool with it. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm invested in this world as a whole, and for it to kind of pivot from the structure of the first 2 movies was a welcome change. We are past the point of the games, and it's funny this movie still has no Hunger Games in the title, even though there are no Hunger Games at this point. But yeah, I am invested in this world. I'm invested in these characters. I'm invested in their plot to take down the Capitol, their plot for revolution, and then seeing people inspired by Katniss and inspired by District 13 to rise up to, give force to power. So yeah, I still really enjoyed it. Catching Fire is definitely the most exciting. Has a good balance of both of those things. Has a good amount of action, but also has the fire stoked of revolution. And this is full on planning political revolution mode. And I'm excited to see how it pays off in the 4th one.
Definitely.
But yeah, thanks Jaden for the question.
Thank you. Just really quick, we got to be a little bit quicker just because I got to go.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
All right, from Anna Karen, thank you so much for being a Royal Reject and for the question. How did y'all feel about PETA's absence throughout almost the whole movie, or y'all didn't mind it? I think for me, it's the reason why it's my least favorite one. We did briefly touch upon that a little bit earlier when we were talking one of the earlier questions. I mean, we definitely noticed it for sure, Anna, and I definitely missed it. And again, I love I love him so much. He's such an empathetic character. He's so selfless. And I love Josh Hutcherson, right? Is the actor?
Josh Hutcherson, yeah.
He just does such a great job. The charismatic weight that he brings, the chemistry that he has with Jennifer Lawrence, like you can just really tell how much he loves Katniss, and I really definitely missed that a great deal. And it was definitely a different type of performance for him in this film because he was being again coerced into saying lines, kind of like on the opposite end of the spectrum for like Katniss was having to do, just for the revolution side or the rebellion rather.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely a different kind of performance that he had to do in this film than rather what he had to do in the first 2 films, but. It definitely missed him, and I'm going to be happy to see him back, and again, hopefully in a more prominent role like the first 2 films. And I'm just hoping and praying that they're going to somehow. I'm hoping love will prevail, and that's going to get him back from this brainwashing whatever they did with those stings or whatever they've done to him. So, and I'm hoping that Katniss, of course, is the one that's going to be able to bring him back.
Yeah, I think the relationship between Katniss and Peeta was definitely something that was missing in this film. Peeta as a whole was missing in this film. For the majority of it, we only really got to see him in the end and then on the TV screen. So we never really got to see his insight, his heart, his selflessness, except for that small moment at the end where he gave him the warning. But yeah, I believe that this one was, I don't want to say it was lacking because he was the emotional heart of this movie, the motivation of this movie, but his presence was sorely missed. And I look forward to seeing how prevalent he is in the next one. Clearly they ended with a shot of him being tortured. So yeah, I hope he can heal from what the Capitol's done to him, and then him and Katniss can fly off into the sunset.
That was such a heartbreaking.
Be in love.
Agreed with you, and that was such a heartbreaking shot when you see the reflection too of Katniss in the glass looking at him.
Yeah.
You can tell how much of a wreck she was just looking at him in that state.
Terrible.
Yeah. All right. Is it my turn or yours?
You can go. So I can read the last one.
Okay. From Jay Rushton. What up, Jay? Like, what couple probably would or could win before the interruption?
What?
Not sure I understand that one.
I don't know if that is for us. Maybe. I don't understand your question, Jay.
Like, which couple probably would or could win before the interruption?
I don't know if that is for this question.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite make sense with what we saw, but...
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jay. Keep writing in questions.
Keep writing in, buddy.
Yeah,
We love you, dog.
I'm not sure I get that either. So, yeah. But maybe on part two, just if this wasn't the right one, just write and we'll read them both for you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. We still got two more. One right there too.
Oh, sick. That's a different one from this one?
That's from this one also.
Okay. I knew...
Abienstein?
Abienstein Arts. Abienstein Arts. Thank you. I'm sorry if I don't say your name right. Aaron, my guy. Firstly, you're one of a kind. Oh, shucks. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Makes me smile watching your reactions because you have a nice smile. Oh, shucks, dude. Appreciate you. And a unique laugh. And Andrew, fond of you.
Oh, thank you.
But getting to the question of the movie, the series is going off to a different feeling, which is good in my opinion. I'm speaking of the plot being more complicated and expanding the universe, the series everyone loves so much. Do you think the last movie is going to be like so many series before that they start going off the handles, or that they will finish strong and hard with it?
Something tells me it's going to be a combination of both because, again, like, I feel like Aaron and I are kind of, again, I have truly really not read any type of spoilers for this film, but like something is off about President Coin and that whole bit. So I like some kind of shoe is going to drop or something there, I feel like. And I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if there is some kind of a resolve and a happy type of ending, of course, with like, I'm hoping Peeta and Katniss, of course. But of course, there's going to be like ramifications and like, yeah, they maybe get the happy ending, but is it like, they're obviously going to have to deal with trauma, but at least they get to embrace it with each other and that type of happiness. But I feel like there's going to be stuff that goes way off the handles too. I really feel it's going to be a combination of the both, honestly. So I don't think it's going to deal in the tropes of everything's smooth sailing, perfect ending, we're all good. Nothing.
I think they meant going off the handles in like a bad way, like it's going to jump the shark. I don't think it's going to jump the shark because, again, these are movies that are based on popular books that have been out for many years at this point. So I'm hoping if they're adapting it from a place of love and a place of really understanding the source material, and that the writer had, the complete story in mind or had a ending in mind for when she started off or when they started off doing the Hunger Games. Initially, I would hope that they are, true to that and they bring it to life in a fashion that is both exciting, both authentic to whatever the book's intention is, and authentic and resonant for our characters. I really hope that everybody gets the ending that feels natural for them. And my personal hope is that we get a good ending, that everybody, that they do take down the Capitol, they do get to live. I don't know if Katniss and Peeta die, or if they go off into the sunset, or if Gale's saga. I don't know who's going to do what. I hope that, Haymitch gets to throw down and hit something.
I want to see that. I want to see him hit someone. With a
and I know they had the thing about I guess it's something we can look up on IMDb, but we're gonna watch this pretty soon. The next one pretty soon, so I guess we'll find out when we watch it. But I really hope Philip Seymour Hoffman's the next one.
Yeah,
I don't know if they film these back to back, but I really hope he's in the last
he
one
is too, for sure. And I also think too, when I'm talking about going off the handles, I think war is so messy. So like, who knows? I could see like who knows who's gonna die in the next movie. I just don't know, because I assume you've seen the Harry Potter series, right?
I've seen once a long time ago.
Well, in the last, I'm not going to mention who, but in the last couple films, like there was, even the last 4 or 5 films, there was a lot of deaths.
Oh.
So like that, and even in the book. So that's my point. Like nothing would surprise me.
Okay.
So but again, I'm hoping Katniss and Peeta get to have a somewhat of a happy ending, even though they're going to have that PTSD for the rest of their lives. But at least they have each other to comfort and we're and complement each other for the rest of their lives, because I think they're just such an incredible couple. I really love them so much.
They're great.
Thank you so much for the question. We got one more right here.
One more. It
is from Clayton Crook. Thank you so much for the question, Clayton, and for being a royal reject. Team Peeta or Gale? Oh, we're Gale all the way. No, I'm just kidding. Did you find the lack of the actual games interesting, or did you find the pacing was dragging? Third and final question: what would be your preferred weapon in Hunger Games? We answered that second part a few times already in regards to the pacing and not having the games. But in regards to Team Peeta or Gale, I think we've mentioned that too. We were both Peeta. Yeah, we love Peeta, and we do love Gale. I think this trilogy so far has really done a love triangle well. As much as like we immediately pick Peeta, like Gale is still a very engaging character. We still like him a lot. Yeah, he made the one mistake with how he lashed out, and I think he was just being human. It's understandable in that sense, but they make it interesting, and it's not just a simple choice for Katniss. So from that sense,
loves them both.
Yeah, she loves them both. There's Gale his whole life. He's looked out for her. He's looked out for her family his whole life. So
maybe it'll end with them as a throuple.
Yeah, they're going to be a Mormon, type of thing. So, yes, exactly. There you go. And then, what would be your preferred weapon in a Hunger Game? I do like the trident that Finnick uses. That is a pretty sick weapon. I'm not good with a bow and arrow. Leonardo was my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, so I'll go with the katanas. Go with the katanas.
Bow and arrows seem pretty cool, pretty sick if I knew how to use them. Yeah, I don't know. I think Wolverine's claws, like any weapon. I'm gonna go bow and arrows because that's what Katniss has. And if I can get trick arrows, hell yeah. If I get I wish we were to see what all her arrows did. That's the one thing I wish we could have seen. Maybe we'll see in the next one.
Oh yeah, maybe in the next one. All right, really quick, and then we got to end this. Rotten Tomatoes audience and critics quickly, and then we got to
75
for the critics.
Yeah,
70.
Oh shoot.
Audience.
69.
So close. 71.
Dang.
You were on it, though.
Dang it. Okay. Well, you guys, this has been the Mockingjay Part 1. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you again in Part 2.